If you're applying for university this year, then you will be aware by now that there is a new personal statement format. The personal statement has been divided into 3 sections which ask you various questions. Now, our message at Keys and across Cambridge is very clear. What we want to see in the personal statement is what your academic interests are beyond the school curriculum, beyond the school context, and how you have been cultivating those interests and what you think about, what we might call, as a shorthand, supercurricular exploration. So we don't want to hear too much about what you're doing in your A-levels or equivalent. We do want to hear about how you've stretched yourself beyond the school context in your own time, off your own bat. That's the kind of activity that we think is a good predictor of future success here in Cambridge, because when you get here, if you're successful, you're going to be doing a lot of reading and thinking and watching and listening and all kinds of exploration in your own time in preparation for your classes and your supervisions. So that's what we want to see. Where it goes, we don't actually care. It can go in whatever section you want. Just make sure it's in there somewhere. As far as we're concerned, as a university, you can actually completely ignore the questions. I wouldn't recommend that unless you're only applying for Cambridge, because some of your other choices might care a little bit more about what goes where. And I'd really encourage you to look up on the website of all of the universities that you're applying to, all of the courses, and have a look at their specific advice and make sure you're conforming to what they want. Remember, you do have an additional personal statement, which is optional, which you can fill out here at Cambridge. So if you do feel that you're not able to get as much of your supercurricular exploration, as much of your academic interest in as you perhaps would have been able to had you applied last year, well, no worries, because you've got that additional personal statement too. So to summarize, we just want to hear about your academic interests. We don't care where they go. And finally, I know everyone gets very hung up on the personal statement. I know they go through loads of drafts, but please don't spend too long on them at the expense of preparing for other parts of the application process. Remember, you might have an admissions process. Remember, you'll hopefully have an interview if you're selected for one as well. So please make sure you're preparing for those things too, as well as honing that personal statement so it's as good as it can be.